what do we call it? This is a.
We live.
We live. Let's get it, boys.
Bills, baby.
There was seats in your.
Yeah, don't
You in
worry.
the cup.
About the team.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another episode of War and Peace 2-0.
Yeah.
Man, we in this thing. So, man, we got your host, DougB. We got Ill Since Birth.
Since birth, what up?
Cide Kazama.
Yeah.
You like to introduce yourself all the time. Go ahead, man.
You already know it's that boy Fader with Watchmen, baby. Holla at your boy.
That energy.
Man, live from the San Antonio area, man, we got Troy Cakeman up in this thing, man.
Real deal, baby.
I gotta
Troy
say that.
Cakeman.
I got generations of my life in this room right now.
You already know,
There's a lot going on. That I don't understand. I got my dog. Let me just go back. Hold up. I got my dog right here from like freshman year.
99-2000.
2000. You know what I'm saying? When they was really throwing it back. When they was throwing it out there. Right before when everybody 2000 was coming, all your parents went and bought canned goods and all that water. They thought
Sold everything.
they thought everybody like the world was about to end. You know what I'm saying? And then we got my dog over here.
Ill Since
My
Birth.
boy, and DougB. You know what I'm saying? Them the squad. And then they got executive shit right here.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I got the squad on my side today. What you want? How you feel?
Hey, shout out to these kings right here, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All these brothers doing something big, man. Y'all holla at your boy.
Man. So, man, super happy that everybody, man, we get a lot of great feedback, man. We got some new equipment and stuff, so, man, we just building this thing up. We're going on episode 5 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. So, man, we got Troy Cakeman, man. Tell the world about you, man. This guy is San Antonio's best kept secret, man. He's like the restaurant on that part of town that you never knew that was there, and you lived there for all them years. Troy Cakeman is the man, dude. Lyrical assassin, man. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Tell him about yourself, man.
Man, I'm out here rhyming when I rip and ripping when I rhyme.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Already.
Doing this, the 5 greatest rappers of all time. It's Troy Cakeman, Troy Cakeman, Troy Cakeman.
See, these niggas co-signing like I said some dope shit. This nigga here is like, yeah, oh, wait. So you telling me your top 5? Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, it's all love, baby.
Yeah, man.
All
So,
love.
all right, Pete. So this was I know we'll save the whole relationships thing. I know last
gonna
week
get
we
back
had
at
the thing with episode 4. I know live we had a lot of female people talking to me saying that they appreciated hearing us.
Female people? Female people?
Female girls, women. I didn't want to.
Shouts out to all the female girls.
I didn't want to say
girl, women.
I didn't want to say. Okay, I could have said. I could have just said what I was gonna say. I didn't want to be disrespectful. I didn't want to be disrespectful as hell, but I mean, if Doug gonna make me do it.
Nah, don't do it.
Don't do it now.
Okay, yeah.
After
Come on,
just complimenting on what were you saying?
No, but I was just saying like the women were saying like they appreciated that we were talking about toxic relationships and that whole thing, and they appreciated hearing from our side of things,
honesty, the transparency.
You know what I'm saying? Understand? You know what I'm saying? That and they think and believe that in the future we're gonna get in more into it, and they think that they'll be able to use that in their lives, at their house, with them meeting other men or who they're at home with.
Hey, that's
And
what's up.
you know what I'm
That
saying?
is
So I wanted from them to y'all.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying?
cool.
So we on it. We doing it right now. We doing
Well,
good.
thank you, women.
So just want to say that. But today, since we got my boy, we got 4 rappers and Doug.
He retired.
Yeah,
One
used
season.
I had one song, man, and if you dare to look it up, it was it DougB. Rap name is DougB. It's for my middle name.
Yeah.
And B just sounded cool, I guess.
Blood Gang.
So. I got some Sunny Delight girls. Blood gang. But no, like. Oh man, but no, like I did it for a little bit. I just didn't have a passion for rapping, man. But I have a passion for, man, just culture, man, and society and bringing people together. That's the great thing about War and Peace, man. Is we try to leave no stone unturned, man. Try to get different viewpoints and different opinions and stuff like that. So, man, for those who are tuning in, man, if you ever want to be on the show, holler at us. If you disagree with us, you want to challenge us, man, come on in and get it.
All right, accept your challenge.
Yeah.
Run it.
Yeah, Pikachu, I choose you, man. Come on, get it.
Hey, shout out to Storm and Norman Dawson, baby. I know when you see this, you gonna know what it's up, man. Hey, holla at your boy, baby. We're gonna get you on the show soon.
For sure. Hey,
that's my boss that when I was telling you about, he got his own what is it, In the Van? Y'all go check it out. It's his own podcast. They do a lot of.
It's called In the Van?
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a real. Actually, I checked it out. They got a few episodes. I think they're on like 90 something or something. It's like 92, 93, something like that. But it's real. He's a real good dude. You know, he knows a lot about the music. He's been involved in a few things. And he's itching to get on here and be with us and have a conversation. Yeah, so cool. Storm and Norman, we gonna get you on here, baby. Just give us a little bit of time, man.
Hey, shout out to Miss Sneaker too at the One Media. We're coming.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
We're coming.
Yes. We can't wait to meet you.
Chris had car
We're
problems.
gonna see there. We gonna get there. We gonna get there for sure.
Definitely.
But one of the first things I want to talk about is like started when you what was it like, and even for you, Doug, because I remember you used to rhyme with us with me when I was a kid or whatever. So what was it in the beginning? You know what I'm saying? That like you what were you doing that was like I can do that?
Man, I'll be honest with you. So I kind of played around with it.
I want to know from everybody too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the wackest one in the group, so I'll just go first. I'll get the trash out.
Get it out the way.
Yeah, I'm saying like the best for last and stuff.
Wrong answer, Doug.
My rap name in elementary school, I've been kind of playing around with it when I was 5th grade. My rap name was D Flow. D Flow.
Everybody had a name like that.
Schmo, it was just
had names like that.
And then 8 Mile came out in 8th grade. And my mom wouldn't let me have any rated R movies. So I bought it with my lawn mowing money and I hid it underneath my bed. She couldn't find it.
Damn, you had to hide 8 Mile like a porno?
Like a porno.
Yeah.
Damn.
Eminem is so fine.
But no, like, honestly, man, like, so I got that and I saw it, man, and just to see the reaction. I've been a hardcore hip-hop fan, I mean, since, gosh, I want to say in 3rd grade, around 8 years old, man, and stuff. And anywho, man, so just taking and having that movie and watching Eminem, I'm like, wow, this is somebody who was least expected to rap. If he could do it, I could do it. So I started trying to do it, and man, we would do like little freestyle battles, you know what I mean? And I'd have like maybe 1 or 2 lines off someone's mom, and then that was it. It was no 16 bars back then, back where we were. And we used to rap at the bus stop and on the bus as well too, until the bus monitor told us to stop. And back in the school that we went to, actually where you and I first met at Kubasaki High School, me and Cide Kazama, instead of people fighting, people would battle. And I was like, well, it was just different because I had just moved from San Diego, man, and everybody get jumped out there at one time or another, man. It's Cali, man. So Diego's a wild town, man. But yeah, that was just different for me. So and then I remember this guy got me into a battle with I was battling he overheard me and I was saying some tight stuff.
Yo, man. Shout out to Rowdy. I know you gonna see this. Boy.
Lil Head. That was a nickname. But yeah, he took and him and I were going and I destroyed him, man. And then Chris heard it. And the worst and I knew that he was like, oh, he had this big reaction and stuff, and I was like, oh damn, he's gonna make me try to join a group or something. This is supposed to just be my secret, and no one's supposed to find this out. You know what I mean? I'll be like, yo, and I hit him with the and then yeah, and then Chris came, and then Chris came, and then I'm sorry, Cide Kazama came, and I was just like, oh yeah, man, that's all I got. And I didn't want you to hear it, and you heard part of it, and we were in like an empty parking lot, and I was like, there's this other white dude named Rowdy who has like, he still looks like he wears like a smaller medium. He's wearing like a 4XL like FUBU jersey. It was yellow, I remember, and it looked like a dress. And I was just like, man, I'm gonna get this guy. I got some stuff for him. And then, anywho, that fast forward into like 2 weeks later, you got me with the battle with Sean Sutherland.
Woo, Pharisee. What's up, boy?
Yeah. So that was the most embarrassing moment of my life, bro. I thought like my popularity was gone after that. I had some whack line, and I was so nervous. And then I was trying to dodge him.
Oh yeah, because there was like a crowd came.
You gonna hear something you never heard before though. So I remember running into Sean before I battled. I was like, hey man, I'm not really trying to battle. I'm not a battle rapper, man. I just write stuff.
This, yeah.
And we were like, yeah, I don't want to battle you neither, man. I'm like, yeah, man, people peer pressuring us, man.
Come on, man.
All right, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna say some stuff. I was like, hey, man, I'm gonna say some stuff about you. you know, and I was like, yeah, I was like, you know, I'm gonna say some stuff about you. He's like, yeah, I'll say stuff about you. All right, cool. So eventually, we were walking past the trunk in the hallway, and in Kubasaki High School in Okinawa, Japan, they have these long hallways, right? And we were walking, and I saw him, and I saw a speed walk, and then Terrell, and you somehow were nearby because you were always
T-Man.
Yeah, Terrell's like, he grabbed me by my shirt, he grabbed him by his shirt, it's like, oh, we got him! And there's like 40 people around there. Instead of a fight, again, it was a battle, and Sean Sutherland had all these fake chains. You know, he was one of the 3XL, 4XL FUBU guys too, man. He's like, and he had the
shop at Gate 2 Street. Right?
Yeah, he had that. You know, where like around when Cassidy came out, they had like the Bremlo like this, like hey yo ma, like that whole wave. And he was just like, yo, I got the cars and rims and Timbs and then some girl, I can't remember what her name was. She got down in front of him and started shaking her butt and stuff like that. Everybody's like,
I remember this.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I had to poo so bad. I was so nervous, man. Yeah, you're about to go on like a Six Flags ride. Yes, I take a crap. I was terrified. And they're like, all right, Doug, go ahead. And I was like, I'm like a mobster. I got lobsters. And I said, I messed my whole lineup. It was kind of cool. And everybody just busted out in laughter. And it just like blew me back. And it was horrible.
It was funny.
And I just walked away with my head down, and that's what kind of killed my. But now I would revisit hip hop every couple of years, and I would test my wits. And I actually did get better, man. I actually got a hell of a lot better, actually. And I would actually do battles at the youth center over in Newport, Rhode Island, actually. And I was ripping folks, man. I was doing real good, but I don't know, man. And I would lose a passion for it. Then I get back into it, and it was like on and off until about probably 2.5 years ago. And I was just like, man, I'm gained all this weight. My shirt is all tight. I got this other stuff I'm just into now. And, you know, I've been thinking about podcasts for some time now, and I'm like, you know what, man? There's other ways I can have influence on the culture, man. So, yeah, I just had to speak my truth, man. I'm not that good at rapping, man. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? And like people give me feedback, man. You sound like Will Smith when you rap, and that's the last person I ever wanted to sound like, man. So,
that's hilarious.
But if you're looking for a good laugh,
but he did do Men in Black.
He did Men in Black. I'm Will Smith out. That whole family.
Well, shit. Will Smith came right now, bitch.
Futuristic kids, man. Like, I don't know. That whole family, man. I'm gonna go on top.
Yeah. Well, no.
That's my rap career. Yeah. So.
What about Ian? What about Ill over here, man? What started you into? What was the thing that made you like, yeah, I can do this?
Made me want to start rapping?
Yeah.
You know what? It was because the first bars that came out of my mouth was, I like girls and ice cream swirls. And my boys clowned me for about 5 years, bro. Like, they would not let that go.
Oh, man.
So I just kept, and when I first, because when I lived at one place and then I moved to another. When I was at that one place, I used to get picked on, made fun of, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I hung out with my boy who rapped. And, like, I'm not going to lie, when I went to the other place, I would use and start off with his bars and a freestyle. Like, people would be like, freestyle, and that's when you're talking about when that grinder beat would come on.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was like, yeah, I got something. And my boy would spit this rap all the time, so I memorized some of it. And I'd always start with that, and then I would try and freestyle after that, like 3 or 4 bars. Yeah, so then eventually, I just started freestyling and doing it by myself, and then I picked it up. And, you know, I went through my trial and error. Like, my dad was my biggest motivator. He was like, because I wanted to go to school for, like, a music degree, but he was like, you need to have a plan B. Like, music might not work out.
Right.
But when I was chopping up songs, he had me set up, and he would be like, yeah, that's good, or, nah, you need to work on that hook, or those words didn't fit too good right there. So he was always real with me and always motivated me in my music. And honestly, like, when you have someone that supports you, whether you suck or not, you just need to stand behind your bro and support him, you know what I mean? And find ways to build him up. So just the people around me that motivated me that, you know, not really more or less saying I suck, but the people that are like, man, keep trying, you know, fix that and fix that. And that's what made me a better artist and made me really thrive into it.
Took feedback, it sounds like.
Yeah, feedback. Constructive criticism is what my dad used to say. He's like, don't get mad. That's constructive criticism. It's going to build you up and make you better. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man.
What about you?
Troy Cakeman. What about you, man?
I got another long-ass story.
really military dependence.
Yeah. Yes, God.
You know what I'm saying?
See, you know.
Taking road trips back and forth. Man, and just listening to music. After a while, you just stop listening to music and then you start analyzing it and really receiving it to where I was like, damn. When you're basically like on the outside looking in, if you're a listener, you might catch some bars, you know what I'm saying? You might catch a couple waves or whatever, but when you really start listening and analyzing it because you have an intent to use it is when you see, oh, his rhyme scheme was like this, or he rode the beat like this. So you can ride the bass, you can ride the hi-hat, you can ride whatever other instrument might be playing on the instrumental. But really just all those road trips, listening to the same songs, bro, I would be memorizing like whole albums in between moving from state to state. So it's like, well, damn, I could take that. And I remember, man, the funniest shit ever. Y'all go ahead and finish the line. I ain't a killer, but don't push
me.
Revenge is like the sweetest joy next to getting pussy.
Bruh. Picture paragraphs and
I want to say
Wise words being quoted.
The witness in the rap game is soda. I just had to finish. Yeah, man. That whole little part right there.
I remember we going, I don't know, man, we used to just move from like California back to the East Coast. So it would be California, Virginia, California, Maryland, California back to Virginia.
Yeah.
Man, I remember we were riding from somewhere to somewhere, and I was listening to the track, and I was like, man, I got this whole track memorized. I'm riding with my pop. I'm like, hey, what is pussy? Man, his reaction was priceless.
How old were you?
Bro, I don't know. I was too damn young to be asking what pussy is, though.
I was saying,
Bruh.
like, you in 5th grade?
He hopped up. He's like, nothing. It's just some shit. It's just some shit.
Just shit. Hey.
Now that I'm older, I do realize it was just some shit. But yeah, man. And I remember just taking that moment and being like, well, shit, at least he kind of told me the truth. But what really boosted me and got me to, I guess, share my craft with others, bruh, when we were living in Virginia, man, it was a teacher, and forgive me, I can't remember her name, but man, she used to always catch me writing rhymes, and she thought I was writing love letters in her class. It was like an English class or something like that. So, bro, one time she called me, and she was like, I know you write rhymes. I was like, oh, damn. She was like, I mean, you get straight A's in my class, so I'm not too worried about that. You can basically be doing whatever the hell you want to, you know what I'm saying, as long as you pass in my class. But she was like, here's the deal. I know you're really into history, like I had mentioned before. So she was like, you share one of your poems or your stories or your songs with me, I'll share one of my family stories with you. Bruh, it turns out that she was a relative of Jesse James. Not damn motorcycle Jesse James, but the outlaw,
the cowboy.
Yeah. Bruh, so, and at first I was like, oh, she bullshitting me, you know what I'm saying? But what are people's fake teeth made out of nowadays? Like porcelain, you know what I'm saying? You get veneers and shit, bruh.
Yeah.
Her fake teeth were wooden. So I was like, yo, she might be that old, bro. Yeah. She might be that old.
Wow.
So, man, I would share a poem with her. She would be like, okay, I like that. You shouldn't talk about that. Or that didn't really go well. Or you could do this better. Then she'd sit me down and tell me a story.
Just putting on game, it sounds like.
Yeah, straight up. Cool, man. And she would sit down and tell me a story about, you know what I'm saying, like, back in the day, they would be making the table, and you always knew when Jesse was coming in town because they would make a big dinner. Whole family would be over there. She'd be like, man, we would sit at the table, and he wouldn't say anything. Nobody would say anything. Everybody would be afraid to speak. But usually when he left and you'd be cleaning up his spot, he'd be leaving like just stacks of cash and shit in the chair and all that. And that's really just what got me hooked. And to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't have to keep this to myself. I can kind of share it with the public.
Man, that's cool, man. I wanna say something too. I remember one time my teacher caught me rapping in class. It was I never forget, Mrs. Helm at Leicester Middle School, and Eminem used to have some real controversial lyrics and stuff. And I did raps about like hurting handicapped people, just cause. So we had this composition notebook, and we had to turn in our assignments. We had to write like a journal, like
You turned in the wrong damn.
I turned in the wrong book. And then, it gets better. It gets better. Check it out. So, and I'm going to write this stuff, man. And I'm like, it had a story about Davy Crockett. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. I was like, no! I was like, I went to Mrs. Helms, like, oh no. No, we're gonna talk about this, buddy. It's to stand right here. And then she mixed up all the composition books and went, boom, and slammed them on the desk. So later that day, I got called down to principal's office, and man, my ass cheeks were tightening up, man. I knew what was about to happen, man. I walked into the principal's office, and we had a pretty cool principal back then, man. He was real calm and collected, man. He wasn't the type to be like yelling at kids and stuff. He spoke softly but carried a firm rod kind of thing. I go there, I see my dad in his Navy uniform in the office and the composition notebook, and I'm like, I was terrified. And he started reading the lyrics, and he's like, I killed that red-headed retarded bee, and I was like, throw her in the trunk, light her on fire, shotguns. It's something crazy that I had run. That probably wasn't it, and I kept talking about handicapped people, calling them the R word, and both of his daughters were special needs. Oh, no. So he slaps the table. It's like, is this how you feel? Is this how you feel? What if you saw my daughters? What would you do? And I'm looking at my dad to save me, and I'm like, it was just expression
from line 5.
it was just expression, and I was like, now mind you, for those listening, I was in 7th grade.
He didn't know no better.
I was just. I mean, everybody rapped at that middle school.
That's
just
what
about.
Eminem was doing back then.
He saw craziest, and I was influenced. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not the type of person to say that, but I was super influenced, and man, I was. Oh.
He said, I thought I was Eminem.
My dad took my stuff home, and like, man, I just remember being grounded for a very long time. I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do no sports.
Listen to no rap music.
Man, he's like, is this how you feel? And I was just looking at him like this, like. I was like, man, it was crazy. So yeah, that's my story.
So yeah, for those who don't know me, I come from a military background myself. My dad's Air Force, Master Sergeant, retired. Moved down here to the States in 1982, and to me, like some of the golden age of music. You know what I mean? It started off when I was younger. I was influenced by my brother a lot, my older brother. Shout out to Marlon Ford. Love you, boy. You be good. I love them boys too. He listened to Wu-Tang, Big Daddy Kane, all the old rappers, Tupac, Biggie, all that. So like I would hear him, him and his boys, they were older than me, so I would hang out with him and his friends, and all of them, they all did a little bit of stuff here and there. Growing up, I was in music, basically, band, concert band, marching band, all that. So I had a lot of influence with the music, as far as like, hearing beats and, songs composed and stuff like that. It really reached a fever pitch when I was about 22. Had a friend and we was doing some music together, and I love the joy of being able to write something, put it down, record it, and have it played back and see the faces of people, hearing the lyrics, hearing the words, and having a certain feeling toward it. Later on, met you, my dude, formed the executives, and that was really, really, really like just basically super kicked off for me, recording all the stuff we did for the Call of Duty CD, performing with Busy Bones standing on the stage with us. I mean, we had Woodlawn Theater. There were so many. The first time we performed at the White Rabbit, and since then it's just like, man, getting to hear other artists, artists that people don't necessarily know about, but that got gifts. Like my man's right here, Troy Cakeman. I've heard a few other artists that are from here that I actually do like. But yeah, that's basically what it was. It was just, having that music background growing up. My sister.
My man said that I actually do like.
Yeah, because you already know what I'm saying though. But yeah, my sister, she plays drums, and she had a real big influence on me too. Hearing she's one of the greatest percussion stars that I've ever heard in my life. She can sit down on a trap set and just blow your mind with the riffs, with the sets, with the rhythm that she can kick. I mean, I love her to death. Like I said, my older brother, all of my family basically was like really musically inclined. So it just, you know, just looking back on it, it's just like building up to something. You know what I mean? Building up to, hey, you know what? I hear it like the way he was saying, like the God flow, and for me, it's like I could hear beats in my head that, I mean, like literally I could just hear like a certain sound, and that's all it takes, and I can just hear a beat coming, and I can make a whole beat out of that one little sound. And so it became like, at first when I was in high school, it would be like, oh yeah, kick that beatboxing, you know, I'd kick something, you know, whatever. And then it was like, okay, not only do I want to beatbox, but then I had this group of guys I hung out with, and we would beatbox, and everybody would pick up the beatbox, and it was like, hey man, you know, sink or swim, basically, like, you know, hey, you know, once it jumps to the next person, they catch it, you know what I'm saying, then you could flow. So, you know what I'm saying, I just started really just like how Doug said, kind of just experimenting a little bit, and then I really found out like, hey man, I could put these words together in a statement that people can relate to, can get. And then it went further and was like, okay, not only I don't want to just freestyle, I want to record this now. You know what I'm saying? I wanted this to be a lasting memory that people can be like, oh, like I'm ill. You know what I'm saying? You put that song on, a lot of people ain't never heard it, but if you put that song on right now, I could rap it anyways, word for word right now. But if you were to put that song on, the feeling that people would get when they hear it, that's what I love the most about being an artist, being able to record. And especially when you get to record with other various artists that really got talent, it's like, man, you see the way they see your flow, and they're like,
you on the same wave.
whoa, bro, did you just hold on? Let me replay that real quick. Let me see what you really. And then they hear it, like how we do all the time. Like I'll hear something he says, and I'm like, I can't believe this dude just said that. Hold on, man. Let me go back and let me make. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's not like you're one upping them. It's like, man, okay, you took it here. I gotta meet you. I gotta meet you this way. You know what I'm saying? I can't come this way. I gotta come up here with you. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's the feeling I love. That's the reason a lot of people ain't heard it yet. But there's this Trey the Truth called I'm on 3.0. Man, this dude here got like 15, 16 different artists on this track, and the whole premises of the track is to share the unity of making this good, beautiful music, this art form that is just off the chain, and that's the feeling that I love. That's the reason why I even do this now. And for, you know, when my kids get older, for them to be like, hey man, you know what? That's my dad, and I'm proud of him for everything he's done, everything he's accomplished. And, you know, using the music, you can always, you know, spit your story. May not be what exactly people want to hear, but when you spit what you're going through, when you spit that truth, people have to acknowledge it and accept it and appreciate it for what it is. So that's the reason why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole story about that music.
Yeah, okay. Are we gonna do a cypher today?
Yes.
You gonna do a cypher?
We're gonna do a cypher.
I'll try it. It's gonna be bad.
No, like that's crazy. Everybody's stories. I like hearing other people's starting stories, especially for me, because I know for me it was way the hell off. This wasn't even a thought. Rapping wasn't even, it crossed my mind. Like I would listen to people rapping, like Ice Cube, but I was like 7, and I was like, how is he doing that?
Yeah.
I don't understand how he coming up with these words and doing them. Like in my mind, I knew this is some kind of art form or something, because I'm looking at Cube put these words together to tell the story. I'm seeing it. So it was probably around like 2000.
Yeah.
Around that time, met you. There's a dude named Antoine Bowen. Shout out. Dude, we called him Box.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be in the house doing some kind of school project or something. We weren't doing that. He was upstairs beating on the desk and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about, hey man, say something. And I was like, alright, shit, I'm just talking. And he was like, nah man, but rhyme it. And he had like at the time, we were like 9th grade or something, like 9th or something like that. Like he already had figured out a cadence a style, like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Then when I started, it was just random. He was just like, "You look like a rapper. You should do it." And I was like, "All right, let's go." I go to start it, and I think this is back in the day with the big ass karaoke machines with the tape player on it.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my living room on the floor. And I had something was playing. I don't remember what was playing, but I was sitting on the floor. Whatever I was saying.
Yeah.
And my dad and my sister came home, and they stood at the door because I couldn't see them, and they stood at the door and just came around the corner laughing. They were just like, "Man, what are y'all doing? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh no!" And I just cut the whole thing off. I wasn't gonna even try no more. And then I think we went to school, and somebody was rapping, and I was listening to them, and everybody was like, "Listen," but I'm sure they weren't saying shit. But everybody was like, "Oh!" And I was like, "But I can do this though." Yeah. Now I'm sitting here and I'm looking at.
What grade was this?
This is like 9th grade.
Oh, okay, got it.
So I'm like looking at it now and reading into everything. So I had my book and I was, writing, but I was heavy in the M, Nas, like I was Outkast.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like I was into like 3 Stacks was the truth. M was the truth.
Here's my thing. 3 Stacks is in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
M is in my honorable mentions.
Likewise.
Here's my thing.
Likewise.
M is in my honorable mentions because what makes M so deadly, I mean, of course, he has the white thing. Of course he has the white thing.
Yeah.
But that was just what made it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What makes him fucking vicious is his delivery. You can't fuck with M's delivery.
You can't do him back to him.
But then it's the content. Okay, I've never wanted to kill my mom or any kind of crazy shit like that. But it's just the delivery that he says it in.
Yeah.
So it's like, why is this dude's delivery just so damn vicious?
Well,
so it's like when you pick up on it, you're like, oh shit, I'm gonna just start rapping.
This
some crazy
was
shit.
what happened with me. When I started, I was listening to his delivery. And I had been listening to him like Infinite and all that. Like I had been hearing all that long Detroit.
But here's the thing: if you want to rhyme a whole bunch of shit based off of the same rhyme, you're gonna have to say some out of pocket shit.
You're
gonna have to say some out of pocket shit.
So when I was writing back then, I was listening. This is around the time Marshall Mathers LP came out. So I was writing, listening to that Nas was dropping Ether and shit.
Bro, I used to listen to that damn Marshall Mathers LP so much. Damn disc would be about to melt, bro. That shit would be so hot, man.
Mine was warped because I would listen to Number 9, like back to back. Remember Me? Like I would play this shit. So I would write, but I started writing like in syllables. So I didn't write the whole phrase out and all that. I started off.
So you were literally writing off of his delivery.
Yeah.
So it was like.
Yeah. So all of my words were, if it was an S, S. Every word was.
That was the cadence.
Or if it was a list. Or you know what I'm saying? Or it's a couple words. Like that. So I would write like that. Got to Japan. I started meeting everybody who was. That's when
we had a school full of battlers, bro.
So like that's when dudes was like, and my pops was listening to like Tribe. He was listening to Busta back then. He was listening to all of that. Over there, they had like a cool little Tribe feel, but they wanted to have that New York West Coast, you know what I'm saying? And I got there, and what really threw me off was it was a bunch of Asian dudes rapping better than the niggas I knew. I was like, what?
Let's shout them out just real quick. Mike X, man.
Yo, all of you.
I
can't remember all of y'all names, fam, but boy,
man. A lot, man. And cause, like other people too, like Will. Will was dope. Will was an animal.
And like all of them, like meeting them made me keep doing it because like I met them and they was like, yo, we gonna do the cypher, and they hop in the cypher, and the cypher be like, I was listening like, what? And then there was Anthony Jackson, he come in there with some fast rap twister shit.
He was dope.
Like he.
Sean Bart
had this dirty South shit on.
Hey, Voice
is here. What's happening?
Yeah, Voice, man. You get on here,
like
man.
all of that shit. So I'm picking up all of this, and then with me and my cadence, I come in here with this, and I'm talking to Mike Monroy. He's like, "Yo, rap something." And
yeah.
Okay, and after that, it just built.
Yeah.
I was just taking over after that. So it really wasn't. It wasn't no like. It wasn't even. That shit. I caught on to something crazy, and when I got here is when the exploration.
I want to ask everybody a question. I want y'all to name an artist and a song either with that artist or another artist that made you fall in love with hip hop. I'll go first. For me, I'll be honest with you, man. It was Big Willie. It was Will Smith. Will Smith. I was like, man, his music was just so fun, and I was kind of on the. It was like second grade. I was like, oh yeah, Backstreet Boys, you know. Mm-hmm. And I heard Will Smith. I was like, man, and somehow we made the jump to Tupac. Then a couple months later, and he had a song, "Life Goes On." How many brothers fell victim to this?
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, young. There's a heaven for a G.
Yeah, I remember that.
If I told you that, I never thought of death. So hearing that song, I had a cousin named Mikey. Shouts out to my cousin Mikey out in Connecticut, man. He had got locked up. He went to prison for close to a decade. He was one of the best football players, defensive lineman in the state of Connecticut, man. He had Syracuse looking at him sophomore year. I mean, he was raw. I mean,
boys in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was one of those things where like that hurt me, man. Hearing about that because I used to love going to Connecticut, seeing my cousin Mikey, and hearing about that, and you know, and then just hearing, man, Tupac just like. Even today, I was like, I hope the rumors are true that he's still alive, kind of thing.
Right.
But I don't think we'd ever know, because man,
he's not.
I don't know.
Niggas did.
But yeah, for me it would be like, okay, Will Smith's first person that got me into hip hop, and then man, just getting into Pac, man, and then Ice Cube. I was living on the West Coast at the time. I was living in Cali, man. Right. So hitting the swap meets, man, and it was the greatest hits first disc, but it had tapes back then, and I would get the tapes because it was cheaper than the CDs and stuff like that. My lawnmower money couldn't cover the CD, so I could always have enough money for the cassettes. And man, I put it in my Sony. I had a digital tape recorder, cassette player where I could actually record the radio live and stuff, man. So I used to, I would always be by the radio. And in San Diego, and in San Diego they have a radio station. I think it's still there. It's called Jammin' Z90. Jammin' Z90, man, dude, it was, oh man, I remember, what's that rapper, Volume 10, pistol grip pump on my lap at all times, pistol grip pump on my lap at all, Volume 10.
I remember that shit,
We'll play it after the podcast is over, man, I'll show you, but that song came out, and I was like, it made me want to just jump in the air, and I was always a hyper kid, like undiagnosed ADD.
See, I was different than you.
I was like,
I was way different than you. Because for me, I caught on to the South. Because my dad is from Louisiana. So, and my dad is from the Boo, but he's no limit Boo. He's not Cash Money Boo.
Okay, all right.
You know what I'm saying?
He had to be one of the others.
The old plastic with the color cases on it. You know what I'm saying? Like he no limit Louisiana. Like he was there.
They always had dope fucking colors.
But I always
had dope colors.
I had like, of course we was living in Vegas, so I had like the West Coast vibe. Yeah. But like when I caught that M shit is like wow, because I don't think I was supposed to catch it.
See, my first ever down south artist ever getting into. So I'm from Florida originally, man. Shouts out to Florida, 407 Orlando. I was born in Port Charlotte, Florida, which is technically South Florida. It's near Fort Myers, and whatnot. And it was Trick Daddy, and he had www.DougB.com. He had that song called Nan. You ain't know Nan.
You ain't know Nan.
Yeah. With Trina.
Playing that the other day.
And I was like, it had a little bounce to it. And I'm like, oh.
Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing? Yeah, no, ho, you know this polo.
Florida always had a distinct sound. But then after that, Juvenile, man, I remember I had that song, The G Code. Was it?
The album G Code?
Tonight is the night.
You talking about the you understand? You understand? I'm about to be back. You understand? And then I had to block his side. Now mind you, I was natty we ride.
Dirty camouflage choppers with killers aside.
We choppers.
So yeah, I had that album. I had that tape. Excuse me. And I had The Block Is Hot by Lil Wayne. And so I was a little kid, so drop.
Yeah.
That stuff was like cool to me then. Now I'm just like, but it's part of hip hop history, man. And
because my first album I bought was 400 Degrees.
Really?
That was the first album I bought with my own money.
Yeah.
400 Degrees. And I remember going in the house and I remember that. I was so turned out there, and they was like, "This boy juvie as hell." And then when I remember because I caught his cadence too. Like that whole period of time, I was just catching cadences crazy. Because when I got to like Atlanta and Pastor Troy was going off,
oh, that boy Pastor.
That's the one that I was vice versa.
Yeah.
Dog, our dude had just the reason my ad libs sound like they do now. Because like he'd be in the song, you just hear him in the back party.
Hey,
like,
y'all
man,
know me.
HPT. Hey,
yeah.
I don't give a F what you say. Ain't no more play in GA.
What?
That song was
that song is still like Georgia's.
Like
the Dogs, like they play that for the football team still. They play that like we used to play We Ready before we started playing.
Archie ever sold, man.
That's the only song you know from that nigga.
Yeah. Say for
yeah,
me.
Gritty Gutter sound, man, from Georgia, man. He was so dope, man. Y'all remember what's that group? The Big Timers? Gator Boots.
Yeah.
Oh, see, but you talking about the later Big
That was
Timers.
later, man.
That was
Yeah.
later.
They were cool, man.
There was the Big Timers before that.
Yeah.
They was same one, but they had a whole nother
Everybody
sound,
get your roll on.
Yeah. No, what about you though? Like your first like album that you got like off of that.
It's damn near like the same as y'all's, man. Like straight up, first album I ever bought with my own money was that damn Timbaland and Magoo. Welcome to Art.
The love to love to love,
That is the illest squad ever.
Yeah.
You can't put together a squad that dope, man. They had Tim, they had Magoo, they had Missy, they had Aaliyah, they had Genuine, they had Player.
They had
Who am I missing?
Wow.
Who am I missing?
Crazy.
They had
His little
Sebastian.
His little brother too.
Bruh,
Yeah.
Sebastian, they had Sebastian.
Oh yeah, that's his little brother.
Yeah, that's his little brother.
Damn. I know I'm missing somebody.
Yeah, it's like two more
There's
cats.
two more people out there.
I know I'm missing somebody.
Nah, yeah, you ain't lying. That whole squad was
Woo! Get down
Say,
with
you
the
remember that
face.
joint they did with Aaliyah
that's-
was on the corner? We gon' show you.
Up jumps the boogie.
Yeah.
Up jumps the
Boy,
boogie.
that beat still come on now.
Any type of video countdown
Without playing that.
that would always be the
Always,
one song. You're
yo.
like, okay, if this song is number 2, Up Jumps the Boogie's number 1, bro. So you might as well get ready.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yep.
Give it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily the joint. So
But
yeah, that's
I love
something
that
we
show,
got.
man. It just showed me that it basically took it back to the origins of hip hop. Because hip hop really isn't that old.
No, it's not.
What is it, like 30 years?
Like
or something
30,
like
40
that?
years old.
Like pretty much as
Yeah,
old
like
as we are.
Founding
Like,
fathers
it's
are still
an
alive.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
It's the same age as us. Hell.
So it was like it took it back to where hip hop started. Because when hip hop started, bruh, it was about having dope rhymes, a dope flow, and really just getting at any of your competitors.
Yeah.
Plus being smooth for the ladies. You feel me? You always got.
Oh yeah, that's all.
So like if you listen to Big Daddy Kane, bro,
shit,
he extra smooth on the mic.
Yeah.
And
he had a song called "I'm So Smooth."
Yeah.
And it was like,
And he had ain't no half stepping where
Straight
he'll
up.
check you.
and it's like straight up about having fun, but at the same time letting people know, hey, I'm dope with
yeah, that was my problem though with the music. Like when I hear people talking about how the young dudes doing now, my issue with a lot of people is, because I know for me, I didn't start off like that at all. I started off, I was talking about fighting. Like you were saying, when you got in trouble, I was saying that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like, somebody start the cipher, I'm killing everything in here. You know what I'm saying? When we get to the battle, like when I started battling, I couldn't wait. When I learned it, I couldn't wait. Because I was like, yo, I've been doing this whole time. Now I'm just getting in here talking. I'm about to dissect the hell out of you. And I'm about to talk all of this. I'm about to make your fingernails look like 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying?
You were vicious in high school, bro. You were rapping like an adult, like a grown man.
Well,
in high school.
yeah, but that's because back then I figured out early that over there I could do some shit.
Yeah.
Cause ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Who gonna come up to me and stop me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got to that point
Yeah.
to where it was really like, you gonna come over here?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was the only person that I remember battling back then was Mike Monroy, and even that was that was like went through the school. Everybody was trying to like, it was sad. It was Mike.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. We still don't know who won.
Yeah.
To this day, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the only one. Everybody else,
Yeah.
That's why it was so easy for me when I found y'all. It was like y'all come and do the battle or whatever because y'all with me. And everybody that's with me was like rappers or something, and they were like, "Oh, that whole squad must be dope." Because every time they heard, Sean didn't battle nobody.
Yeah.
When you heard him on the song, he'd be in there writing his ass off. You know what I'm saying? Because we would be in there like we would be in the booth and be like, "I'm about to write some shit, and if you ain't ready, you not gonna make it."
Yeah.
And it's only 3 verses on the song.
Y'all had a rap clique, man, and it was like competitive at the end. Like
we were against each other too.
Yeah.
But we were competitive with each other because we wanted to be better than fucking everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We would battle each other.
Yeah.
So when you come to the circle, we were like, time out.
Roast them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we were like that on purpose. And I remember like my mind was weird. Like I was somehow in tune with this to put it like this. And my mind had already seen it. Like, we're this group of guys rapping, making this music, doing this, and when the battle comes, who won it?
Yeah.
And every time somebody would battle, depending on who it is, somebody in the group would step up. You know how many times this fool?
Yeah.
How many times we just be out somewhere and somebody start rapping, I'd be like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And it would just be him, just in the cipher, just somebody start the cipher. I would not rap until Mike showed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like that.
Yeah.
And I knew it. So I was like, when Mike show up, boom,
you know
and I would sit back and watch.
Herb.
So, yeah.
Filipino cat, man.
Like that. Like, we had that over there. So, for y'all here, what was it like out in the American side? Because I can tell y'all all day, over there, it was just, for me and my experience, because I picked up quick. And people like my style and the way that the shit that I was talking about was like I had the joints where I'd be like, we gonna fight, but that's because I'm probably gonna fight you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it came with, and we kids too. So being the kids, you like, okay, this really about
want to tackle? I got some experience to Phil. You want to tackle that one or?
Well, yeah. First off, my first like fucking made me love rap. It's two experiences. First time I ever heard fucking Predator from Ice Cube. That shit there had me so lit, bro. You know what I mean? Just the whole CD. Just the way that boy could just dissect everything. And he was so political and so, like, looking at him, Cube just because, like, people expected him to be this thug. And at the same time, when he came up, it was, the gang, and all that. But he was so smart. He was so intelligent and so articulate. It was like, man, I want to be that dude. But the one song that I can tell you right now, like, for me personally, like, anytime I hear it, that song can come on and I know all the words and I'm about to go fucking straight nuts. It's Triumph from Wu-Tang. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Soon as that motherfucker come on,
I had
I'm
a
like,
picture with Inspector Deck, actually, man.
Oh my God, like, that was my shit right there. But as far as, like, the battles and stuff like that from, like, over with us and, like, the music and stuff, I mean, it was like, oh man, it was basically kind of like how you say it, you know what I mean? Like when we was growing up, it was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gotta kill you, you know what I'm saying? Like we in my hood, Heritage Park, we had a little group, rest in peace, Burst. We had like 5-6 dudes that was from our block. Like, we was going to everybody's block. Yeah, y'all flow? Oh, okay, let's get this cipher. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it. And say, if you was coming with us.
Y'all ever had a dude that learned how to do the beatbox and have the voice at the same time?
Oh,
yeah.
So we, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, we about to go battle these dudes. Yeah. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like exactly what you explained, you know what I'm saying? It was like, man, we is about to go over here, we about to knock all y'all niggas down, and we gonna come over here tomorrow, we coming up, we about to kill all, like till everybody in the whole neighborhood knew. Oh, here come them dudes, man. I'm gonna go back inside.
Because it was us, we had the dog tags with our shit. We all had the dog tags, because we was the whole
DMX,
military thing.
DMX,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like we took what was around us, fam. We took what was around us, fam.
Yeah.
Like we military dog tags.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
My first chain
We
was some dog
go
tags,
and put
man.
something like you wearing, somebody would wear like the combat boots or some, or like we used our surroundings of what we were seeing and turned it into a thing. And it was literally, when you saw it, you said, that's Deadly Alliance. That's DA right there.
Yeah.
You knew what it was. When you heard 10 people coming up the street, you hear all this you know who's coming right now.
Yeah.
So that was part of our thing. Like we wanted you to feel it. We wanted you to know. When you see us up the street, you know that, oh, okay. You about to rap me. Hey, where the rappers at? They here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing happened with Too Ill when we was over there. There's another group that was Too Ill. That was like they was like shit over there
That was
too.
Will.
That was
Anthony.
like Will, Mike, and everybody.
Yeah.
And they were like, same thing. When they showed up, you see them.
Yeah.
Shit, fam.
And
it was only like
in
four.
high school.
Fam, it was only like 4 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Too Ill was like a group, and then it was like Kate said everybody and shit. But it was like it was like 4 fucking people, and them 4 damn people. We had to show up with 6 minimum. Them niggas was 4 by themselves all the time. Walk into the crowd, into the circle, and just wow,
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
you know what I'm saying? Like you had to be ready all the time.
And that's why I say, man, Kubasaki High School, man, was the coolest school on the planet, bro. Like we had the skateboarder crew. We had the breakdancing crew, we had the rapping crew, we had the gothic crew, and they were like cool. Like we had, man, it was so much like diversity of people and personalities there.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I miss them days when niggas used to throw down the cardboard and get down though, for real, man. That is a lost art, and I've been seeing a lot of videos.
They still do that.
No, I've been seeing a lot of videos of these younger kids doing it, like you know, 12, 13-year-old. I saw this one. There's this 10-year-old versus 11-year-old.
I saw that.
That I put on my face. Man, I'm talking about these kids was getting